That ending was lame as physic. The guy should have just snapped and killed people and won the last game and saved the baby and became the winner twice. And then the main guy should have came down on an elevator. Hey, you, friends, family, and strangers, I am wearing shoes for the first time in an extremely long time. That is because I came to this park to run, to jog, to have a heat stroke, to something of a physical exercise capacity. I've drove past this park, done drived past this park 1,000 times. And I always miss the driveway. And I always think, one of these days I'm going to look for the driveway in advance to make sure I don't pass it. And I'm going to pull in and I'm going to walk the trail all around the lake here. And then I thought, that's going to be a great place to do some running, some exercising. I've been trying to get back into an exercise mentality, which means I've been like waiting for the right day to finally accept that I want to do it instead of putting it off again and again and again, growing fatter and fatter and slower. As you know from the other day, I did the water only fast for like the 99% of the day, and then I had somewhat of a normal dietary day. Today, however, would be day 3 of the saga, played on Sega, and we're going to eat pretty light today, and we're going to exercise pretty light today as well, because all you boys trying to do is get back into the fray, you know what I'm saying? However, small problem. This park has no name, has no walking trails, and yeah. But I think I'm walking the perimeter of this lake irregardless to see what we can come up with. Way over there, there is playground equipment, and there's a bridge right there and a little walking bridge right there. Looks like there's half a walking trail over there. But that all appears over there to be part of some company's property. I don't know. Let's wander into it. And I just figured today'd be a good day to get criminally trespassed, because I have no idea what we're looking at. There's really only one thing that indicates this is even a park accessible to the public, and that's on a sign over there. I'll share that with you in just a moment. So, with that being said, I'm not sure what all we're going to get into today. I'm not sure where my, actually I do know where my running spot will be today. If this park proves to be completely pointless, then I'm going somewhere else to get my jog in today. And even if I make it a quarter mile, I haven't jogged and ran in like years. And I'm surprised to even hear that come out of my mouth, because that was so not like me once upon a time. But anyways, it'd be nice to kind of venture back into it. One little quarter mile at a time. Yesterday, I dropped and did push-ups, sets of 10 throughout the day. Ended up doing like 5 or 6 sets total throughout the day, just whenever, you know, the time was right, I would drop and do them. I woke up with a sore chest, but I can tell you, it feels good to feel exercised again. And that is the tip of the iceberg if I stay on track. Might as well share it with you. Why not? So, I don't know what else we're getting into today other than checking this little place out and going and getting my run in. But one thing I can tell you is that you should gather your things and let's do it. There are some kind folks that just showed up here to walk their little doggos. I'm going to go over to that sign and show you what I was talking about probably after they leave, because who the hell wouldn't wonder what the fuck is going on? Some stranger danger filming around their car. Not that I give a chips, but I'm the kind of guy that likes to avoid unneeded hassle. That's one of the ways I save time. Let's walk around this lake and see what we got here on this park. One of very few opportunities to seek shelter in the shade. Like I said, no running trail, no walking trail, just kind of a, I don't know, maybe a trail will be formed over time as people walk around this. Couldn't tell you. You're definitely allowed to fish here. There's benches. I wouldn't recommend swimming, but there's a life preserver, I guess. There's actually life preservers all over this place. And, yeah. We'll see, I guess. So you could run here. I mean, right? I mean, this hill is slanted. I don't want to run on a crooked hill. But you could. And just to avoid driving over to the other place, I might. Probably not, but there's some cool woods back here. I wish there was trails around this lake, and I wish there was a trail through these woods. Looks like it goes downhill quite a bit. Bloop, way down in there. I don't even know where the bottom of those trees are. This is what real woods look like. Completely untouched by man. No paths, no clearings, no random benches out in the middle of the woods. This is what woods actually look like. It would be very hard to get through them. The old man, the old fat man, and the old fat lady with their two dogs are already leaving. They weren't even here 5 minutes, 6 minutes tops. If you're going to come here to walk your dog, then walk around the whole lake and walk your dog so they can enjoy it. Right? Isn't that dog etiquette 101? So there's trails up here. There's even a baseball diamond, but no signage. There's just this park, I guess you call it, is in between two like industrial sites where something is manufactured. So I don't think it's like supposed to be a city park by any means, but I think it is land available to the pub. Why there's not a trail though, I mean, if you couldn't tell, I'm a little butthurt about the no trail stuff. The plane. Like I said, somebody's paying the electric bill here. There's a beautiful fountain. And the yellow car with the two dogs and the two rotund elders are leaving. And I'm just saying that because I'm insecure about my own rotundness. I'll be a rather girthy senior myself here in a couple years. So anyways, when we get back around the other side, as long as no one's there bogarting the parking lot, I'll show you that very odd sign in a very odd park with no name. I think I solved the mystery where the missing glove has been this whole time. This is heavily scratched up. Like it's been, I don't know, used to test out a chainsaw. Don't use this emergency ring for fucking around. It's for emergency use only, bitch. It's for safety. So now, here basically on the opposite corner of the lake from the parking lot, there is this beautiful blacktop looking bike trail thing with a dog waste station which to me, these are huge indications that anyone can be here and check it out. No other trail leading to this from the parking lot on either side. So if I would have went that way, there's no trail over there either. There's just a trail on this back side, or this like east side, I guess. I just walked all the way through here up to here to discover this. But you see, this is not like government property over there. That's a private business over there with a basketball court, and who knows what the hell's going on. But anyways, let's see what's back here for a scooch. I don't want to venture too far back into these unknown woods because I have no idea why this is here, basically. So it skeeves me out. The mystery is now solved. This bike trail looking thing serves only to connect that random, no-named, no-path park to this yuppie subdivision suburban neighborhood. This trail will lead right up along people's backyards. It is mowed, and there's someone who, I guess, comes and collects the dog shit out of the doggy bags, but why? These two homes right here, this one and this one, are relatively new, as you can tell by those steps leading off the back porch. A home that's been there for a while. The owners would almost have certainly put in permanent step downs, normally in the way of a back deck, much like this home right here. Let's look at this rock. Is it a giant cosmetic piece to hide utilities? Or is it just a giant real rock put in place to mark a property line? Someone lives here. There's a little garden. The trail goes right up onto the street, which we will not do today because we are trying to figure out what this park's all about, remember? I would hate a bike trail or walking trail to be right up against my backyard. I'd rather have my neighbor's backyard on the other side of my backyard, or the woods, or when I had the house, the only thing after my backyard was a crop field, which I loved. So much space out there. If I could just pick up my apartment and put it inside of my old house with the functioning utilities and the air conditioning and all that, then I would have tried anything to stay. But since that wasn't the case, and like I've been saying, I eventually, after 6 years, got to the point of sheer desperation. Since that wasn't the case, I was trying like hell to get out of there. Whereas before, for years, I was fighting like hell and barely making it to where I could stay each time. I missed the dream. I missed the what could be. I missed the chance to see what could happen. But I do not miss the struggle, the grind out there at all. There is someone here stealing my idea and running. I don't know if you can see him or not, but all I see is a glare from the sun out here. But someone came up behind me on that trail. I thought it was to cause my murder, but it was actually a sweaty man running. I should probably take that as a good sign that I shouldn't drive to the other location, but I should myself get my jog on right here in this weird park with no paths. Some baseball players have showed up behind me to practice. There's only like 6 of them, but that's a private business over there. It's a baseball diamond behind a private business. So I don't get it. All I'm saying is it's just different. It's a little weird. There is beautiful play equipment here and a well-managed mulch bed landing. There's no way to come here and park unless you pull into and drive through that private business up there on the hill, which I would not do. A member of the public, I would not come into a private business. Look at that beautiful white crane looking bird thing deal. I would not pull into a private business to explore what appears to be a park behind their private business. There's the jogger I was telling you about. He has made his way already all the way around the lake. Pocket change for a seasoned runner like that. Now he's going to go up into that private business. It's different. All I'm saying, all I'm trying to say is that it's different. Here we go. Nice little boat deck, whatever the hell this is. Maybe this is a place where people get married or something, I don't know. Please do not sit, stand, or climb here. Thank you. I wonder why it's lower like this if it's not anything you're supposed to sit on. It's probably just for putting your tackle box right there and doing a little fashion. Just doing a little fashion. I did see some little fish come up to the surface over there, and then they noticed me and quickly retreated. Please do not swim or ice skate. We have a beautiful little walking bridge up here. That's what's confusing about this park. There are features for use, zero signage as to what the park is or why it is, and many features that are not for use, like trails that do not exist, stuff like that. So, could there be a well-regulated, established park with no trails? Sure. I've just never seen one, unless you're talking about like parks that are way out in like Hocking Hill area where there's just a historical marker on the side of the road and you don't have a signal out there or nothing like that. I've seen those. I've never seen a somewhat city park outside of a town like this. This is why you should not run the lawnmower blades while traveling on this bridge, because you will cut into the wood. This lady right here showed up only to deposit her trash in this barrel. She pulled in, dumped her trash, and left. That doesn't really seem like what this nameless park is for. But what do I know? The only thing that even indicates this is a park is the park rules. Open sunrise to sunset. Be sure to remember there is no swimming or boating or consuming of any alcohol. If you have pets, keep them on a leash and clean up after them. There are grills permitted, but only grill fires permitted, whatever that means. Only grill fires permitted. So, don't be out here making your own fire ring and act like you're camping with a fire or whatever. Only in the grills. I don't recall seeing a grill out here at all. But keep trash picked up and placed in trash container. Fishing permitted within Ohio laws and township rules. This park is patrolled by the Union County Sheriff's Department. Visit our website for park rules. Well, what website would that be? It's time to go walk / run / jog. That was thunder in my stomach. It's time to go run / jog / walk, mostly walk, and, have a heat stroke while we're at it. Whew. My first 2 miles in years of walk jogging took me 44 minutes. 2 miles, 44 minutes when you're pushing about 800 pounds like I am, and you're on the verge of a heat stroke. Not as bad as I thought it would be. Well, I can already kind of see why some people get addicted to working out. Back in the day when I was weight training 3 days a week and running 7 miles a day 3 other days a week, when that was happening back in the day, I don't think I ever felt addicted to it. I was really enjoying the results. I was starting to chisel out and feel better and sleep better and eat better and all this. However, right now from where I'm sitting, my chest hurts from push-ups yesterday. My body is recuperating after that 2-mile walk jog deal. And I can kind of feel why people might get addicted to the recuperation, because that's when the endorphins are happening and your body, you can feel your body getting stronger. It's like all your muscles are waking up and healing right before your eyes right away. There's more healing throughout the next couple of days after a workout, but you can feel it, your muscles and your everything stretching and getting stronger right on the spot. And it feels good, especially if you compare it to like years of being a motherfucking couch potato like me. The thought that keeps coming to mind is I don't want to waste it. So it's like you don't want your muscles to get weak in between workouts, but you don't want to necessarily drop down and do all them push-ups again until the proper day. So your mind starts thinking, all right, while I'm in the gym for cardio day, I'll sneak in like a halvesy weight training day. You don't want to waste it. And what I'm telling you is that is one of the components of getting addicted to working out. Of all the things I'm addicted to, like eating booty, working out is not one of those things. First order of business when I step through the door is take a cold shower. Wash some of that damn boogery heat sweats off of me. I made it. Didn't know if I was going to there at one point when I was running out in that heat. Thought I was going to friggin' have a stroke or something, but I'm back, baby. Feeling good, feeling strong. Gonna have me some din and I don't know, probably gonna drop down, do a couple crunchies and pushies today, and then I think I'll venture into the actual real gym tomorrow. Cling, 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 clink. I don't know what the clink sound is. That's just the first thing that came to mind. All right, quit talking to me. I gotta go. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. 2 things we gotta talk about. We gotta talk about Clifford, and we gotta talk about Squid Game Season 3. Okay? Now, Clifford, my big red van, he's gonna have to go. Sorry. Clifford's gonna have to go. And what are you gonna do? Clifford is not really working out here in the apartment life. See, I got Cliff because of my property. I was making a lot of trips back and forth to Menards, buying wood for building shelves and doing home improvements. And at one point I was buying a bunch of plumbing equipment and things like that, and I just needed my truck back that I used to have, but I didn't. So instead, I bought Clifford. Plus I thought it would be kick-A to convert the van into like a camper and do some my own backyard camping videos. Like right now it sounds so fun to pull Clifford into the backyard, shoot some video of me building up a fire, kicking my legs up and just listening to the crackling fire. And then what? Going into my house and not being able to take a shower for the night unless I fill up a fucking bucket first. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So basically, the only reason I still have Clifford right now is because I still have shit in my storage unit. So I need to get busy, get out of this slump. I need to get more physical. I think that was part of my just talking myself out of anything. I'm not physical. I'm just kind of laying around, zoning out. I'm going out and doing kind of like the bare minimum to make content. there for a while. And yeah, I think getting more active will help me think more actively. And one of the things I need to do is get rid of the fucking, all that shit out of storage needs to come here, into the apartments, into my garage. Then I need to throw more shit away as time goes on. But once the stuff is out of the damn storage units and into the garage, I'll feel so much better. I really need to get that last phase of relocation done. And then technically the last phase of moving will be if the garage is like organized and everything's up here into the unit that needs to be up here and everything's in the trash that needs to be in the trash. But also what needs to happen as part of this relocating and moving process is Clifford is going to have to be sent out to pasture. So I'll like contact CarMax or something or a couple dealerships and say, hey, you want a big goofy red van that still runs and shit? The other day it spazzed out on me, but I'm not going to tell them that part. Latent defect, bitch. What else? Friends, family, strangers. Did you watch Squid Game Season 3? I almost stayed up to finish it last night. I could not keep my eyes open. So, like, literally the first thing I did when I woke up this morning was come right out here, sat in that motherfucking chair, and watched Squizzy Game, the end of Squid Game Season 3. It was fucking stupid. Sorry to say that. It was supposed to be like the most badass final, yeah, of the whole thing. The Chiwon Bay, or whatever the fuck his name is, was supposed to, like, kill the main guy, take over, or burn it to the ground. None of that happened. Should I tell you what happens? Yeah, I think I will. So, if you want to see Squid Game Season 3 for yourself, and you haven't seen it yet, then don't listen to what I'm about to tell you. If you don't give a fuck, then listen. So, I don't need to explain to you what Squid Game is, because you're alive and present. You know exactly what the fuck it is because you're not living under a cock. But what did we all expect? We all expect player 456 or whatever his name is, Something Wong. We expected him to he was in there before, won, got sent home, now rich, and came back into the Squid Game to play again because he was mad at them for putting on such an insanely murderous contest. And his whole thing was to go back into Squid Game and infiltrate it and kick all their asses. And he's like, screw it, this is what I have to do now. So him going back in for another full set of games, that was supposed to be season 2 and 3. They should have just waited and made it all season 2. But they broke it in half because they weren't ready to finish. They weren't ready to release the last few episodes. So the guy goes back in. It made zero sense that they would let the previous winner back in as another contestant. So the whole time you're watching, you're like, well, I can't wait for them to address this. Why did they do that? That's fucking doesn't make any sense. Also, you were expecting him to take over this island, this company that entertains rich people by watching human beings play games to their death. That's what the whole company's built on. It's this huge underground thing that's just wrong as fuck. It's the most violent, insane piece of garbage show you'll ever watch. But it was a big hit because if it bleeds, it leads. And people watch the shit out of it. It has slightly higher ratings than my videos do for some reason. But I'll go ahead and the spoiler's coming right now. He tried to like kick their ass. He led a militia that killed a bunch of the soldiers, but they end up taking power back. And then they just let him play more games as if nothing happened. And for some reason that makes zero sense, the head boss gave him like a secret knife to win. But he wouldn't do it. Okay, here's the big spoiler alert right now. His big thing is he would never kill someone. So why? I don't get it. It's so, overall, it's so dumb. There's a lot of loopholes in the plot. A lot of plot holes, okay? So he opted not to kill everybody in their sleep and become the winner. He just kept the knife, though, which ended up getting like used against him in the last game, but kind of helped him out for a minute, but he still wouldn't kill nobody. And then because someone died prior to the last round of the last game starting, he had to either kill a literal fucking baby or kill himself. And because he's this nice guy, he decided to commit, how do we say it backwards? Rataderp. What is Rataderp? R-A-T... I think it's Rataderp is EPAR, which is R-A-P-E backwards. Hang on, let me hit the pauser. I had the right idea. I literally typed it out just to see it. Rataderp is a different word that we're not allowed to say on YouTube, spelled backwards. Rotaderp, technically R-O-T. It's P-R-E-D-E-T-A-D. P-R-E-D-A-T-O. P-R-E-D-A-T-O-R. Rotaderp. That's a word you're literally not allowed to say on fucking YouTube because they will block your shit. The word I was thinking of is when someone offs themselves. Another word you're literally not allowed to say on Google/YouTube because they do not want that on their website. However, there's countless videos where that's being said out loud. But for some reason, my shit is heavily processed and scrutinized. So, and it's not that I work for them. It's just that I like how they, YouTube and Rumble, grow the community. So that's fine, right? It's like they don't own my property, but they own the mail service. So you have to send out the proper things in the mail in order to bring people in. That's pretty much how that works. But anyways, the main guy at the end, because he's gave up on trying to infiltrate the place, he just ended up offing himself. So there was this other side story where this guy on a boat was trying to find what island it was on because he was going to go in there and he was going to off the place, rather infiltrate the place. And he becomes successful, but they don't show anything that happens. Instead, all the bosses, all the management in Squid Games, they just hit the big self-destruct button and they get out of there before the whole island blows up. It's like the show was being written and then people stopped showing up to write the show. So the main writer was like, well, let's just end it like this because it's going to save us a lot of time thinking of a cool way to end it. It's like a Stephen King story. It really doesn't end in any way that loops back around or there's very little arc, and there was certainly no climax to Squid Game, the series. There is some things that indicate another series coming. I doubt it'll be called Squid Game because Squid Game on Netflix was heavily advertised as Squid Game Season 3, the final season. Who the fuck knows? Say that to the Friday the 13th movies, though. You know, he comes back. He's in space. He's fighting Freddy Krueger. He's bending over the Predator and fucking the Predator up the ass. He's in Manhattan. Jason does Manhattan. Are you kidding me? Friday the 13th movie, Jason does Manhattan. What's next? Jason does me? What the... Anyways, I'm assuming there's another one because at the very end, for no reason at all, the main guy gives player 456's daughter a bunch of money and his old uniform. Makes no sense at all. Plus, there was this other chick who was looking for her daughter. or her friend or something like that. You have to watch it a few times to get it, but I don't like a show that you have to watch 3 times to understand. I like a show that's easy to follow but compelling to watch. And one of the difficulties some of these writers face is they can't tell a compelling story without making it super convoluted and super difficult to understand. And that is a sign of a poorly written story. So, Squid Game Season 3, in my opinion, bullshit. Squid Game overall is a cool series to watch. I will watch it again from start to finish, Season 1 through 3 again. However, yeah, writing points. That ending was lame as physic. The guy should have just snapped and killed people and won the last game and saved the baby and became the winner twice. And then the main guy should have came down on an elevator, pulled his stupid little mask off and said, "The reason I've been fucking around and the reason I ever allowed you to be here again to come back, I am your father." Plus there was controversy on like why player 456 was trying to protect the baby and why he was so protective over the baby's mother, blah, blah, blah. He should have just said, well, there's one thing I'm not letting you guys know, so I'm going to let you know now. This is my grandchild. The baby's mom is my daughter that I've been looking for, and I finally found her here in the Squid Game, which was the reason I came back. They could have played it so much better. So Netflix needs to call me. The main writers at Squid Games need to get a hold of me quickly, dc@bugalownation.com, and they need to go ahead and put me on the writing staff. I will make the second series blow a lot less cock for Skittles. At the very end, huge spoiler alert right now, at the very end, it's going to start up in America. There. That's it. And it's not like, spoiler alerts used to refer to like before something was even released. Now people kind of use it to where if you haven't seen it yet, I'm spoiling it. Technically it's already out there, fucking watch it. If you don't have Netflix, get it. Don't borrow your friend's password because that makes you a fucking mooch. Pay for it yourself, and just watch it and tell me what you think. Okay? But at the very end, the guy watches some English American recruiter in LA playing Jungachi on the street with some bum in a pissy back alley, and that bum is going to end up being in the next series. So there's a whole new series of Squid Game coming probably in a year or two, and I hope like hell it happens after the new Batman movie, which is going to have the Joker. A good Joker, not these lame-ass motherfucking Joaquin Phoenix bullshit. I bet you can't tell whether or not I'm wearing pants because my big belly's in the way. Gotcha. I'm not wearing pants, I'm wearing a towel. And I think I might have to become a cross-dresser because this towel sure does feel like a dress or a skirt. And I think I like it. Even though I only probably physically jogged about a little over a quarter of a mile if you add it all up in between my walks. Hey, that's the most physical exertion I've done in fucking years, dude. And I deserve a break. Now, I deserve a reward for that. The only thing I really can do to reward myself properly would be to sit here on this pooter and play City Skylines 2, baby. Let's get the city building. I think it might rain today.
It's raining right now, with a break in about half an hour.
This is my camping scene. You ready? It's supposed to be reflective. Ready? I'm gonna stare off into the woods, right, like this, and drink my coffee. And action. Ah, feels so good being a fucking badass. Cut. Oh, yeah, my abs hurt. A couple crunches I did. Look at this. Got my fold-out chair, dude. Fold-out chair. Well, Peggy, this here's God's country. I keep thinking how genius this floor plan is. My office sticks out that far, which blocks my neighbor's balcony over there. So it feels so much more open. It feels open on two sides, but you still have some privacy. What'll be nice is when I have neighbors right there in that building and they're out on their balcony and we're just kind of awkwardly waving to each other or flashing each other, whichever one happens. The other day I was thinking about how the garage floor at the house floods every time it rains like this. This is about all the rainfall I need for that garage floor to flood. So basically, if this storm cell got here from Delaware, Ohio, then that garage floor, there's standing about an inch of standing water in that garage floor right now. The same garage that I showed you yesterday when I showed you that clip of the lawnmower in the garage. That's the garage. That's the garage that we've seen many times in many videos. That is most likely flooded right now. And as a house flipper, what do you do? That house was so freaking screwed. So you might look at it and say, well, I got out and got some walking cash. I got lucky. I tell you who the lucky motherfucker was the person who sold it to me. They are the ones who got out while there was still running water, while there was still a working floor in the utility room, while the garage door still worked, etc., etc. I come in there and everything that I was using, all the utilities went out on that place when I got there. I'm lucky now, but trust me, I wasn't the lucky seller on that house. I was the one who got screwed. And the people who bought it off of me, I think they got screwed, but they did their own inspection and they severely lowered their price. They promised to pay a certain amount and then changed their mind and offered a counter offer, as you already know, because we've seen the videos of it. And so whatever they have to deal with, they fucking deserve it, because they had an inspection a couple different times and they set their price and I accepted their price and it was sold as is. That's the big thing. So I'm not on the hook for anything. There's liabilities. If you promise a certain amount of quality when you sell a piece of land, then you're liable after the fact. So if there's some kind of defect that was unknown to the buyer, you can get in legal trouble for that shit. You can get sued or whatever. I myself cannot, because the property was sold as is, which means good luck, bitch. I can't believe it's already 5:30. What have I accomplished today? Jack effing poop. Except for a little Squid Game review and a little walk jog thing combo pack. I think I'll hit the walk jog trail again tomorrow, then pop into the old gym for the first time in a long ass motherfucking time, baby. I'll tell you what, this is my favorite corner of the whole apartment right here. My favorite little spot in the whole place. Look, I got a place for my coffee right here within arm's reach. My phone. When I wash my hands right there, I can put my phone on this little holder and finish watching that shitty Squid Game stuff. Yeah. And look, check this out too. Got a place right in front of me to watch TV on my phone. I got backup toilet paper. I can grab one of these when I stand up and clean the tip of my winker off. You know what I'm saying? Got a nice little shelf here. Got SpongeBob. This corner of the apartment even has a place for me to take a shit. In this weird white porcelain chair. I just lift the lid up, sit right down, drop a fat deuce, and then fucking there's a button on the side and makes the deuce disappear. What an interruption to this lazy day. Right in the middle of doing nothing, I gotta stop and go to Walmart and buy a new computer mouse. Look, a car that wears a toupee. One of them tricycle cars with no roof. If your car don't have a roof, at least buy a blanket for it. Got it parked out in the rain. And this, my friends, is how you take a perfectly normal night and ruin it. This is gonna suck. Bon appetit. Ooh. Whew. I tried hard to get into whiskey, like, to enjoy the culture of it. I don't see that shit happening. That shit tastes like fucking lighter fluid, dude. Well, friends, family, strangers, that's gonna do it for this wee old video. I love you. I appreciate you. I thank you for spending your precious, non-renewable time with me today. We didn't do much. We went and kind of scouted out a place for me to run, and then that was pretty much it. Sometimes I'll have an idea of what I want to shoot as far as a subject matter, and I'll shoot that, and then I come home and there's things that I don't want to film, like doing dishes or taking a phone call or just whatever, and time slips on right away. So, hey, what do I always say? You get what you paid for. In any event, I want to thank you for being here. I gotta go for now because the day is over. You know, it's already late. It's like 10 o'clock at night already. So, no, it's not. What is it? 8:39? I don't want to say that. It's 9:11 p. So, yes, in the interest of full honesty, it is actually not 10 o'clock yet. It's 9:11 p. But I already know what I'm going to do for the rest of the night. I'm going to play that computer game, City Skylines 2. I'm going to edit a video, and then I'm going to go to Sleepyville. And hey, this has been your Squid Game Season 3 review video, and my life included. Whew. As far as tomorrow, I do believe, potentially, you are getting a little tiny product review video. And after that, we'll get back into the daily normal grind of things. Or if tomorrow is a normal video, then that means I decided to postpone editing the product review video, which might even be better, you know. That way it can, like, if you take a couple days to edit, I think it just makes the video that much better, you know. I gotta go, like I said, but I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning, no matter what. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. But for now, it is time to pack up this camp, piss on this fire, and head back to the wee old apartment. I'll be with you again, like always, 7 days a week, tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. But until then, please, don't be like Squid Game Season 3. Douche.